Hey all, Red Foz here. The July patch has massive implications for this game. Melee units will become dominant in the meta. Infantry and cavalry civs will likely sit at the top of everyone's tier lists. And all of this because of a change that is not even mentioned in the patch notes. So let's dive into it. If you haven't gotten it already by the footage in the background, the unmentioned change is that collisions have been reduced. This means that melee units chasing ranged units are less likely to bump on their allies while trying to get at the enemy. They can even infiltrate enemy formations instead of bouncing or pathing off of them meaninglessly. And as a side effect, all melee units can now patrol stack against units running away, something that is not possible in the current game. Let's help you get a better understanding of these changes by showing you some Knight versus Cav Archer matchups on the live server versus the public update preview. Here I'm demonstrating the current state of Surround Micro. As you can see, when I attempt to break off that group of Knights and kind of round the shoulder of the Cavalry Archers to get in front of them, on current patch, the Knights really struggle. They don't really ever get around that shoulder. They kind of bump off of it and kind of reset themselves. And then much worse than that, the Knights in the rear are forming this long conga line, and they're really just bumping on each other and not making much forward progress or swinging their swords on the Cavalry Archers very much. Now let's take a look at the pup version of Surround Micro. As you can see, when I attempt to go around the shoulders of the Cavalry Archer, it happens much more smoothly. I almost phase through some of the shoulders, and much better than that, the folks in the rear are forming a much shorter conga line and moving around each other much more smoothly, which allows them to swing their swords on the Cavalry Archers much more. In the previous clip, I lost that quite handily. I think Cavalry Archers had like even half their number remaining at the end, and in this clip, I survive with about half my number remaining, so it's kind of flipped the script. Let's move on to the more controversial part of this video. This is me attempting Patrol Stack Micro on current patch. To do this, I set my units in box formation and stand ground, and then I either patrol or attack move behind the Cavalry Archers. And as you can see, it's not really doing anything. I haven't killed any CA yet, and mostly my units are just kind of bumping off of the back of the Cavalry Archers or trying to path around the shoulder. And that is the current state of aggressive Patrol Stack Micro. It is only a defensive tool at the current moment. But on the new pup, you can see me attempting aggressive Patrol Stack Micro, and it is working quite nicely. When my Knights hit the back of the Cavalry Archers, instead of bumping off, they kind of stack up and swing their swords a lot. And then when they round the shoulder of the Cavalry Archers, they really munch into the side of that shoulder. Now, I'm sure y'all are seeing this, and some of you may be worried about what this would do to the game. Some of you may even know that this is banned in some tournaments. And I would just temper your worries by telling you that in my testing, this type of micro didn't perform any better than just basic surround micro when fighting Cavalry Archers, and in some cases it performed a lot worse, actually. So from a power level perspective, I don't see this as a problem. After watching all that, I'm sure some of y'all are wondering whether these changes should go live at all, or whether they're bad for the game. I would argue they're great for the game, and definitely should be pushed live. If you watch high-level Age of Empires, you know that ranged units have been dominant for many years in our meta, whether that be CA, crossbow, or skirms.
Thus far, Dave and I have had to commentate a skirm war, primarily a skirm war, for the last 20 in-game time minutes. How have we been doing to make this one interesting? Skirm v skirm. Have we have we compared the skirms? Good enough?
This patch has a very real chance of toppling that dominance. And personally, I would much prefer to play Samurai, Maga Hussar, Arumi Swordsman, rather than Hussite Wagons, Ratha, and Organ Guns. But what do y'all think? Leave a message in the comments below. I'll see you guys later. Red Foz out.